Hello friends, in this video we will be participating in Clash of Code. So this is not a tutorial video, it is just me solving this participating in Clash of Code on solving coding problems and talking through my process. So Clash of Code is a competition where multiple people can participate, and as you can see there is a timer which is shown. After this timer ends we will be presented with a problem which we have to solve under 15 minutes. So there are multiple languages supported and you can choose from any language which you like, and you can use it. So this is fastest mode, so whoever submits the solution in shortest amount of time will basically win. So let's read the problem. So the problem is, Ben and Tom sent message to you describing the temperature in their respective countries. Ben lives in USA, Tom lives in UK. Ben uses Fahrenheit, Tom uses Celsius. Okay, Ben and Tom will send you their input as B and T separated by space. There will be n such lines of input. For each line output the string higher if Ben's temperature is higher than Tom, and if Ben's temperature. Okay, so we need to basically write a function convert C to 9 by 5 plus 32 C convert to F Fahrenheit. So we will get Celsius temperature, and the formula for is C into 9 by 5 plus 32. So what we can do is, if so Ben's temperature is in, Ben uses Fahrenheit, so Ben is fine, but the temperature for Tom will be basically convert, and now we can check if Ben's temperature is higher. So we can do console.log higher, else if B so let's play. So we basically converted Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, so someone submitted, I guess. Let's submit, share my code. If we win, yeah, so we got our score, which is 100%, and yeah, so let's jump to another problem. The last problem was quite easy, we just needed to convert the temperatures. Launch the Clash and let's see what is the mode this time. So okay, it is shortest mode, so whoever writes the solution using minimum number of characters will basically win this game. So let's read the problem. An ant on the floor can move 1 unit forward, backward, left or right in each step. Okay, LRFB, left, right, forward and backward. You are given the steps of the ant. Calculate the Euclidean so calculate the Euclidean distance between the starting position and the final position of the ant. Example input FF. Okay, so we know the basically the starting starting position. So an ant on the floor can move 1 unit forward. So okay, So how the ant move 3 times forward and not backward, resulting in 3 vertical steps. It also moves 1 to the top and 5 times to the right. Okay, effectively resulting in 4 horizontal steps. The ant traveled 3 square plus 4 square, 3 times forward and not backward. It also moves once to the left, effectively resulting in 4 horizontal steps. Yep. Okay, so left and right. So okay, so forward is cancelled by backward and left is cancelled by right. So what we can check here is the ant moved 3 times forward and not backward. So it moves 3 times forward, 1 time to left. Okay. So yep, we can do this. What we can check for is we have our moves, right? So we have n, and for each move we are iterating in move. So we are okay for the each move we are doing that. So I guess we don't need to basically do this. What we can instead do is, it is shortest mode. Okay, so what we can instead do is, for each inputs we can for each it, and for each move let's check. Okay, so we need to basically so let's create a hash map where we will store the effective move. So for forward it will be initially 0, and for right it will be initially 0. So if and okay, so we can do for backward it will be initially 0, and for left it will be initially 0. Now what we can do is hash map m, and we can add it like this. Now what we can do is effective move will be, total moves will be what we moved, basically the hash map of forward minus hash map of backward. Okay, backward. Okay, hash map of forward plus hash map right. Yep, so we calculated total number of moves. So it is basically yeah, so the ant moved 3 times forward and not backward, resulting in 3 vertical steps. It also moves once to the left and 5 times to the right, 4 horizontal. So we can calculate vertical moves. Vertical moves is basically this one, and horizontal is basically this one. Not adding the types currently here, you can also add types. Okay, so we can do this. Now we know horizontal moves, vertical moves. Now we can basically console.log man dot square root horizontal into vertical. Okay, so we have 8 minutes left. Let's first test our solution if it works, and if it works then we will shorten it. We are currently at 360 lines. We can shorten it. So what we can do is we can first refer, because we are using readline twice in our code, so we can write readline as R. We can basically alias it. Okay, we can say number to n. We can basically in place of %, we can prefix it with plus, which will turn the string to number. Okay, now what we can do is we have inputs, so we can call it I. Now we have our hash map, so we can for hash map we can call it M. Okay, now for we have I here, we can call our hash map H. We can call it H, place it on the same line. So we can, okay, we can call it this, call it H. Cannot find name H, so here it will be H. So here we can call vertical and horizontal. Here we can call it A and B for now. Okay, so 6 minutes are left. Now we have A, B. Let's run it. We are at 212. Okay, right, this in the same line. Okay, so I guess we can submit this. I guess this is like a decent solution. We can shorten it more, but let's leave it. We can solve another problem. We have as 5 minutes left, so we can look into other problem. Let's submit it. Let's see where we get. Okay, so we got second place. Let's play next match. So there is also a reverse mode which is not yet came. So let's see which mode comes right now, and let's try to solve the problem. Okay, it is shortest mode again, so shortest amount of code. So let's read the problem first. You are given n binary numbers, so binary numbers are 0 and 1. Print the decimal sum of the odd numbers. Sum of odd numbers expressed in decimal. And number of binary values. Sum of odd numbers expressed in decimal. Sum of odd. Okay, for the string we can basically do this thing also. And dot to string Okay. So we can, there is a trick. Okay, so let's check for 510 start to string to, it will give me decimal, and if suppose I have 111 start to string, and okay, so I have 111 and I converted it to okay. There is a shorter way of doing, basically converting a decimal, basically a binary number to a decimal number. Okay, so let's look. We have 12 minutes left. You will be given an binary number. Print the decimal sum of the odd numbers. Print the decimal sum. Okay, so let's make our answer as 0 because it will be a number, and we need to convert 111 to, okay, so decimal to yeah, binary to decimal. There is a, okay, so yeah, binary to decimal, this is not working. Okay, yeah, the %, trick will work here. We can basically do is % of read line comma okay, so let's do %. So I have 10111 and I want to convert it to a decimal, so it was in binary, so we can call this here, we can say s was not used, so s is 7 now, that will be number, right? So if we basically do, if it is basically odd, right, print it of odd number. So if it is odd, then only we do answer. We have our answer, we can just add it, nothing to okay. So is there any problem? The right hand side of an arithmetic number must be out. Okay, so let's print let's see if our solution gets passes. Then we can shorten it. We will first do r equal to readline because we are calling readline twice, so don't want to waste much space here. Then we can call it like this. No need for %. Here remove this line. We can call answer as a. Remove this line. We can call I earlier only, so don't need to initialize here anything. I is fine. Now what we can do is let's see if it works. Let's check if this works. Okay, do % and let's check now. Okay, so what we can do is we can use just this, and what we can say is instead of s, and okay, so it will be basically %, and k will be initialized here. Let's try it. Yeah, so I guess now our solution will work. Shorten it more. Okay, okay, so I guess we have done the maximum shortening and we cannot minify more. This is good. Submit. Let's share my code. Other people have solved in Python. Okay, so we are at 3rd place with 98 characters. Not much bad. Yeah, so let's play another game. So let's see what will be the mode of this problem. People are joining in and then we can start. So okay, it is shortest mode. Let's read the problem. Given our W containing only uppercase and lowercase letter, return the number of distinct regardless of case. So case does not matters. Okay, so if it is easy problem, we can solve it. split for each character. We need to basically given a word W containing only uppercase and lowercase, return the number of distinct. Okay, so number of distinct characters will be, we can basically create a hash set and then try to solve this problem. Yeah, it will be very easy. Then we create a hash set. What we do is, for new set we basically pass the W and then console.log hash set dot length. Okay, let's check. Okay, play all the test cases. We can shorten it. So what we can do is, we can use let here. So we can say let W equal to read line, then we can say hash set equal to this, and there is no problem here. Play all the test cases. Okay, so I guess this was easy problem. We just needed to output number of unique characters, and it was case insensitive, so uppercase characters and lowercase characters are considered same, means capital A and small a will be same. So 228, I guess my solution will win here. Let's submit. Okay, if it gets pass, I don't know, there can be breaking test cases also. Okay, so we won 100% score and with the 84 characters. Okay, let's play another clash. Okay, so it is reverse mode, where we don't have access to the problem statement. We need to guess the problem statement by looking input and output. So let's see. For Alex, it is okay, so for Alex it is ALEX, but in between they inserted PA and PE. Okay, so for Alex it was A, P, and then it was ALEP. Okay. Okay, so let's think. For Alex we can write as AP, AL, EP, we wrote A and then P, then we wrote A and L, then we wrote E and P, then we wrote, and A and E are vowels in it. So if we append P with a vowel, then AP, then after that we are writing AL same, then we EP, then EX. So we will wrote AP, then we will wrote AE, then we wrote EP, and then we wrote E hashtag, then we wrote IP, Hi. So let's, I guess I somehow like know the pattern. Let's try to code it and I will explain. I'm not too sure on it, but let's see. So for what we can do is uh, it is reverse mode, so no problem. So text dot length. Okay, so we can have vowels which can be a I o u or a e I o u, right? So if vowels dot includes, and on our we need our text at a index this, right? So we know that on this vowel, if we have this index, so we can have, let's create also our answer. So if it is not, then what we will do is we just append it. So for appending we can do same as answer plus text idx. But if it is a vowel, then it's quite fun. If it is a vowel, then what we do is, for the, like for a is a vowel, right? So what we will do, text index plus, then we will add a p, then what we will do, ap, and then we will add, right? So we are doing this, and now we have to declare it let, because constant cannot be mutated. Sorry, we can do answer here. Now stop all and progress. Let's see. Okay, so let's see if it passes. I hope it works. So okay, so let me explain you what was the pattern in this question. So for Alex, the expected output was APAL EPEX. So if you see carefully, if you found a vowel, uh, suppose A is a vowel here, right? So what we do is append it with P, and then after P append it with the vowel which you found. So for A we append it with P and with A again, because A was the vowel. Then for L we do nothing, for because it is not a vowel. Then for E, because it is a vowel, we do EPE, and for X we do nothing. Similarly in this case, as there is no vowel, so we do nothing. The output is exactly same. In this case we have vowel, capital A is a vowel, E is a vowel, I is a vowel. So likewise we solve this problem. Let's submit it. Okay, reverse mode are like sometimes quite tricky to solve. You basically you need to figure out the pattern. So let's play one more clash. Okay, so it is shortest, no problem. Let's read the problem. Given a string s and a form f, fit the string to the form. For example, you might have a string xx, okay, and string duck. The output would be duck. Okay, so d capital U, the form may be, okay, so yeah, it is a quite good problem. I basically got the so it is shortest mode, no problem, we will solve. So we can do s as a mmy, and then we have a comma. So for comma we okay, let's see. So the length of f and s can be different, right? essentially the form will be x, and x with each letter in the input should be changed to match the case of the characters in between should be outputted. So we need to basically iterate. Okay, so we have an index 0, or we can say start. We need to iterate in f because it is the pattern. So number of x will be same as the number of, basically if you see 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So number of number of x will be same here. So what we can do is, if f of idx okay, so type will be basically it can be capital X or small x, right? Type dot index of not equal to -1. So if it exists, what we can do is, if it exists, we can basically, we have our s, okay, so we have our answer here which will output. So it is a empty string. If it is capital X, yeah, we can do basically this only. If it is capital X, then we will do something. If it is small x, then we will do something, and if it is nothing matching, then we will do something else. So for here we can append whatever is the character. So let's p, call it p, and what we can do is, we have s, and if it dot to, okay, to uppercase, right? We can, yep, we can call p++ here only, and here also we can do same thing, just we are doing two lowercase, and here we can do is answer plus equal to whatever is inside f of idx. Now we can basically okay, so first we will check if our solution works, and then we will try to shorten it. Our current size is 484. Let's see. I'm expecting number of x's should be same. So on the basis of number of x, we are our logic is based. So okay, so let me first explain you the solution. What we are doing is we are given two strings, one is S and one is F. So what we need to do is we need to convert the string S in form of string F. So suppose we are given an string duck. Okay, so we need to convert this string duck in the form of this. So how we can write, let me show you. This is the string and we need to convert it like this. Okay, so we can convert it D, then capital X. So here we will use capital U, then we will use C, then we will use K. So here you can see that the format or the form of the string is same as F. So this string is called F and this string is called S. So we converted S to the form of F. Now what is the good thing about this problem is, or more challenging, suppose you are given this string and you are given this string. So you can see that number of characters or length of both the strings are different. So you need to basically what you need to basically do is you need to check somehow only the characters. You need to know like the number of characters in both the string are same. So if you see number of X and number of character or number of alphabets, I am saying, so number of alphabets in string S and F are same. Okay, so we converted the alphabets and left the other characters such like comma and white spaces in their places only. So there will be no effect of them and we can do this. So let's shorten it. We will use okay, I call it R here. Now we can call F equal to R, don't need this. P equal to 0, don't need this. Don't need this. A for answer, don't need this. Now we can call this here A, don't need this. You can call it here. So we can use simple, it is 226 characters. We can shorten it even more. Like we can call I here only, don't need to initialize it. I so yeah, let's try to shorten it as much as we can. Okay, no need of this here. So we basically we are at 192. Let's see what else we can do here. $189. So So let's test. We are at 184. So I guess we can submit the problem, and the code looks like code is minified, and we don't need to minify it more because then it will look will not be much readable. Let's submit the problem now, and let's see we can. Okay, so we are at second place. Okay guys, so that was it for this video, and I hope you like the video and you can explore Clash of Code. It is basically, you will enjoy competing in it and learning in it.